Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, we just got a new sponsor. It's Anchor. They must think we're doing something right because they picked us back up.
That's amazing. Want to hear something even more amazing?
Yeah?
I actually know what they are.
You are full of shit. I'm calling your bluff. Tell me about Anchor.
Okay, so Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place.
I'm actually surprised you knew that, but did you also know that Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer?
Yes, because I see you do that on your phone all the time and it looks pretty simple.
It really is, and when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
But I use CastBox.
Yeah, darling, I know you like CastBox. It gets distributed there too, and lots of other platforms as well.
And how much are we paying for this awesome service?
Absolutely nothing.
Coolio, so then we should tell people to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started?
Yep, do it now.
Husband.
Wife.
Hey.
Hey.
So do you remember what happened yesterday?
So I remember Moses was talking about how you gotta love God and
listen to his rules.
Listen to his rules and yeah, all that kind of shit.
And then he basically said, but none of this applies to your kids. It's
right.
up to you to teach them because they weren't witnesses to all the miracles.
Right.
Which we took personally to mean that we also didn't witness those miracles either.
Yeah, so. Those thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you got to bless some on some mountain and curse on another one.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
It was so out of the blue,
what the
right?
Fuck is that?
And there was like no follow up to it.
Right.
Out of the blue, no follow up. Just like dropped a weird thing and carried on like nothing.
As the Bible does.
Yeah, exactly. So Now we're ready to move on to Deuteronomy chapter 12.
All right, let's get into this.
Okie doke. Deuteronomy chapter 12. Only one place of worship.
Only one?
Just the one.
In the whole world?
I don't know.
Fuck, that's a... I mean, if it's over there where he's,
we're
having them,
fucked.
It's just like, whatever. I guess we aren't going to worship there.
I don't know. I mean, let's see what it says.
All right.
These are the decrees and regulations you must be careful to obey when you live in the land that the Lord, your God of ancestors, is... Wait. Let me read that again. The Lord, the God of your ancestors, that's better, is giving you. You must obey them as long as you live. God, he keeps saying, don't forget to obey the rules.
Wait, I heard some leeway there. You don't have to obey them once you die.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying. Don't be dumb. According to this, there's an afterlife, and you don't have to obey the rules once you're dead.
But once you're dead, if you're in heaven, you're going to want to obey them. Because...
But maybe you're already in. Like you're in. Now you get to do whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, I'm not going to get into the metaphysical argument of free will after death.
Just saying, God said, while you're alive.
No, this is Moses talking.
Whatever, Moses said it. Okay.
So it bears a lot less credence for me.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
When you drive out the nations that live there, you must destroy all the places where they worship their gods. High on the mountains, up on the hills, and under every green tree, but not the brown ones. Break down their altars and smash their sacred pillars. Burn their Asherah poles.
Yeah, there's them burning them Asherah poles again.
And cut down their carved idols. Completely erase the names of their gods. They did a bad job because we know the names of all the other gods that were around about that time.
Must not have a very good eraser.
Nope. Do not worship the Lord your God in the way these pagan peoples worship their gods. I wonder What does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
Like,
well, I mean, they used idols, so he doesn't want you building idols to him.
Except that we have crosses today, and that's an idol.
Don't tell anybody about that.
People, like Catholics, have Saint Christopher medals and all that shit, and candles, and
yeah, well, you know, that doesn't count because that's something else.
Why?
That's not an idol.
Because those idols are accepted.
Yeah.
They are idols, whether you want them to be or not. They are.
I know.
So they're acceptable idols, apparently.
Right.
Rather,
I especially love that big butter Jesus on the way down from...
That is the biggest fucking idol of them all. The $5 foot-long Jesus.
Right.
Well, I guess that one is the one that was struck, and now it's big butter Jesus.
Yeah, that one went up in flames.
Coolness.
That was pretty cool.
That was such a cool event.
It was like, I don't know. That was like one of the highlights of my last 10 years.
It was pretty
amazing.
As
far as religion goes, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so ironic, if that's the right use of that word.
Right.
Rather, you must seek the Lord your God at the place of worship he himself will choose from among all the tribes, the place where his name will be honored. Okay. There you will bring your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, your sacred offerings, your offerings to fulfill a vow, your voluntary offerings, and your offerings of the firstborn animals of your herds and flocks.
Could you imagine if, church today was just a bunch of people bringing in dead animals?
Well, I mean, we already talked about that one place.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm just saying, with all the churches that we live by and, that are out here, could you imagine just driving around and then, nope, there goes Fred bringing in his dead lamb.
That's particularly gruesome considering that we literally live across the street from a church, and there's a church between us and the local elementary school, and there's churches all over this fucking town. So we would see dead animals all the time.
Right, but that's what it was. They went to a place and brought their fucking dead animals.
I know.
They brought their live animals and then killed them, actually. Sorry, they weren't dead when they got there, but they were dead when they left.
Oh my God. There you and your families will feast in the presence of the Lord your God, and you will rejoice in all you have accomplished because the Lord your God has blessed you.
That was nice of him.
Mm-hmm. Your pattern of worship will change.
Why?
Today, all of you are doing as you please because you have not yet arrived at the place of rest, the land the Lord your God is giving you as your special possession. But you will soon cross the Jordan River and live in the land the Lord your God is giving you. When he gives you rest from all your enemies and you're safely living in the land, you must bring everything I command you. Your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, your sacred offerings, and your offerings to fulfill a vow to the designated place of worship, the place the Lord your God chooses for his name to be honored.
I thought that the designated place of worship was already there, and that was the tabernacle.
That's what I thought too, but I guess they all have their own little things at home. Think about there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right?
Right.
So if they all had to travel to the tabernacle, because some of them live much further away.
Yeah.
That would be a long haul.
But
they would spend most of their time.
Apparently they're going to have to do this after they settle.
Right. I don't know how that's going to work.
I'm just saying.
I don't know how that's going to work.
And hypothetically, based on this information, we'd have to go over to fucking Israel to go worship God.
Not happening.
Not happening.
Especially right now, given that travel bans are in place. You must celebrate there in the presence of the Lord your God with your sons and daughters and all your servants, a.k.a. slaves.
Right.
And remember to include the Levites who live in your towns, for they will receive no allotment of land among you.
Right. Yeah, don't forget about those guys.
Yeah,
they carry that tabernacle real good.
Yeah. Be careful not to sacrifice your burnt offerings just anywhere you like. You may do so only at the place the Lord will choose within one of your tribal territories.
Yeah, not on your roof, not in the alley.
So I guess each tribal territory within that land
There's going to be one designated place in that land?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not just going to be one for all of the Israelites across the board. Okay. Each tribal territory will have
I guess that's kind of fair.
Yeah. There you must offer your burnt offerings and do everything I command you. But you may butcher your animals and eat their meat in any town whenever you want. You may freely eat the animals with which the Lord your God blesses you.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Since, that's their food.
Yeah, you can eat your food. Go on. Eat your peanut butter crackers, guys.
Right, yeah.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
All of you, whether ceremonially clean or unclean, may eat that meat just as you now eat gazelle and deer.
Wait, aren't you banished from the community if you're unclean?
I don't know how that works.
Right?
But you still get to eat. You get to
Somehow.
eat wherever you are. Your mandarin fruit cups, go to town, eat it.
Maybe they got like a zip line they send the sheep up on, and then he just stands out there and slaughters it there by himself.
And they call from afar, "This one's for you." But you must not consume the blood. You must pour it out on the ground like water.
Here's the thing, though.
Blood is thicker than water.
Well, if you're eating meat, you are eating blood at some level. Like,
right.
You have consumed blood. Now, I understand what it means. You're not supposed to drink the blood.
Right.
But it does say consume, and they are wrong.
They are wrong.
Because, they didn't have science.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
They're forgiven
wrong.
because of their stupidity and ignorance.
Yeah.
But you may not eat your offerings in your hometown, neither the tithe of your grain and new wine and olive oil, nor the firstborn of your flocks and herds, nor any offering to fulfill a vow, nor your voluntary offerings, nor your secret offerings. You must eat these in the presence of the Lord your God at the place he will choose. Eat them there with your children, your servants, slaves, and the Levites who live in your towns, celebrating in the presence of the Lord your God in all you do.
And make sure you give a fair portion, actually more than fair portion, to the priests.
Yeah.
Because, that's how that works.
Yeah, don't forget to grift the grifties.
That's right.
And be very careful never to neglect the Levites as long as you live in your land.
Yeah.
Don't forget those Levites.
I would say after a couple of generations, it's going to be hard to distinguish who's a Levite and who's not.
I would think so, too.
I'm just saying.
When the Lord your God expands your territory as he has promised, and you have the urge to eat meat, you may freely eat meat whenever you want. Okay.
I find this so funny because, literally we just walk down to the grocery store and buy meat now.
I know.
This is completely irrelevant to anything.
There's a little deli
today.
2 streets over, and we go there and we buy meat and we eat our
we're gonna
sandwiches.
Eat meat whenever we want.
Whenever we want, because we
it's
can.
at the store,
and we
just
can
buy it.
And that's what we do.
Yep.
We eat our food because that's what people do when they're hungry.
And I'm not even godly.
Nope.
And I still get to eat meat.
Look at that, would you? It might happen that the designated place of worship, the place the Lord your God chooses for his name to be honored, is a long way from your home.
Oh, no, not that.
If so, you may butcher any of the cattle, sheep, or goats the Lord has given you, and you may freely eat the meat in your hometown as I have commanded you.
Wait. He's like, I understand some of you are really far away. So if that's the case, I give you permission to skip church.
So let me just ask you this. Where would you choose to live? I'm going to live out of town.
Right? I'm sorry. It's just too far.
Yeah.
I can't make it ever. So,
ever.
Yeah.
I was thinking I'll come in once a month, once every couple months, but you're ever.
Right, yeah.
Anyone, whether ceremonially clean or unclean, may eat that meat, just as you do now with gazelle and deer, but never consume the blood, for the blood is the life, and you must not consume the lifeblood with the meat.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do it.
That's bad.
Even though meat has blood in it, by very definition of what meat is, which is animal.
Blood is bad.
Blood is bad. I mean, I don't like blood. Blood is gross.
Yeah.
But it is in meat.
Yeah.
Instead, pour out the blood on the ground like water. Do not consume the blood, so that all may go well with you and your children after you, because you will be doing what pleases the Lord.
Yeah, totally.
Take your sacred gifts and your offerings given to fulfill a vow to the place the Lord chooses.
Okay. Still.
I guess unless you live far away.
Unless you live far away.
I don't know what they're supposed to do then.
Yeah.
You must offer the meat and blood of your burnt offerings on the altar of the Lord your God. The blood of your other sacrifices must be poured out on the altar of the Lord your God, but you may eat the meat.
That's good. That's good.
Be careful to obey all my commands, so that all will go well with you and your children after you, because you will be doing what is good and pleasing to the Lord your God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, guess what's coming next?
What's coming next?
Warning against idolatry.
What the No.
They were really, really obsessed with idols.
He's really a jealous God.
Well, I mean, this is Moses talking.
Yeah, but
so
he's covering the idolatry part quite a bit.
Quite a bit. He's like, remember... Stop coughing.
I'm really sorry.
He's like, remember that time when you guys made an idol? Don't fucking do that again. Yeah. Don't.
Like, and then also, we're going to cover it again today. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we're going to cover it tomorrow and the next day. Don't do it and don't do it.
And also, for reals, don't do.
Yeah, fucking don't.
Don't do the idols. No idols.
Bad idols.
Bad. Idols are bad.
Idols are bad.
Okay, so warning against idolatry. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. We've never heard this before.
Yeah, totally.
This is breaking new ground. When the Lord your God goes ahead of you and destroys the nations, and you drive them out and live in their land, do not fall into the trap of following their customs and worshiping their gods.
How would you know what their customs and their gods are if you killed them all?
God is telling them ahead of time, these guys are bad. Just take my word for it.
Did they have like instructions written down next to their idols?
No, God is telling them ahead of time. God is saying, these guys worship bad. Don't even talk to them.
Okay. All right.
If they have notes next to their idols, don't read the note.
Okay.
Okay?
But they might have had notes, though,
They
right?
might have had notes, but God is like, don't even read it. Just don't. Just kill them.
All right.
Kill them.
So we lost a lot of notes.
Because murder is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not inquire. See? Look, all you had to do was let me read the next sentence.
I don't like letting you read the next sentence, though.
Do not inquire about their gods, saying, how do these nations worship their gods? I want to follow their example.
Right. And the reason you would do that is because obviously God will let you live, right? If you do that?
No.
Based on all the stories that they've probably been told their whole life?
No.
Yeah, no. So
No.
why the fuck would you even consider doing that?
Because murder is good.
Dying is good?
Murdering other people is awesome.
Yeah, but why would you, as an Israelite, decide, hey, I think I might worship this God that I killed all the people that worshipped him for?
Well, see, I have a curious nature, so I might ask, like, okay, I'm about to kill you, but I'm just curious because I like to learn things. How do you worship? Because maybe it is like me, and then maybe I won't kill you. Just kidding, I'm going to kill you.
What if you killed some people that worshipped exactly the same way that you're told to worship through God?
You would never know.
I know, but then you'd be like, at the same time, you'd be doing things right and wrong.
That happens a lot in the Bible.
And it's like, whoa, mind blown.
And God could equally be just as pleased that you follow his rule or angry that you didn't know things and that you took it upon yourself and you murdered somebody and you should have known somehow magically.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, whatever.
Okay.
If you're these Israelites and you've been traveling and whatever, you're just not going to take the risk and you're just going to murder everybody.
Right, yeah,
just
totally.
murder them all.
I mean, why not?
And unless you're like me and you hang back. Hang in the back.
Right.
And like by the time you get to the front, you're like, oh no, everybody's already dead. Oh, I'm so sorry, I couldn't help. It was so crowded.
Well, you would be part of the women and children.
What if I was a dude? If I was a dude, if I was a husbandy father guy, I would totally hang back and then it would just already be done.
Yeah.
And I would live far away from town, and I would give the smallest offering, and check all the boxes,
right,
but do none of the things wholeheartedly.
Right.
You must not worship the Lord your God the way the other nations worship their gods, for they perform for their gods every detestable act that the Lord hates. I
wish they'd list every detestable act that the Lord hates, because that would make this chapter so much more interesting.
I know. They even burn their sons and daughters as sacrifices to their gods.
Except for God wanted Abraham to do that at one point.
He did.
I'm just saying.
He did. I mean,
now,
he was doing a
just
kidding.
Yeah,
he was doing a just kidding.
It was a test, but still.
I
mean, that wasn't funny to me.
It wasn't funny to me either. I doubt that Abraham's son thought it was funny either.
I mean, how do you have that conversation on the way back after that? That's just, it's a tough conversation.
Sorry, I was going to kill you there, son.
Right?
I mean, not my fault. Gotta obey God. Right. You know that God, he's a real jokester, that guy.
Yeah.
So be careful to obey all the commands I give you. You must not add anything to them or subtract anything from them. The end.
Okay.
So
follow those rules. Don't build idols and don't worship other gods.
And don't murder your kids unless God tells you to.
And if you live far enough away from the church, it's okay to skip church. I like that bit. All right, that's that, and we will see you tomorrow with Deuteronomy chapter 13. Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are. And our supporters can go there and support us. And we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there. So it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount. So, any support is always appreciated.
So what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Husband, it's the end.
It is indeed, wife.
Tell the people where they can contact us.
Well, they can get a hold of us via our email, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. We have Twitter at sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh, why do you keep doing that? Ugh. All right, we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Pinterest page. But if you really want to get our attention, Twitter's where it's at.
Twitter is where you're at.
Yeah.
And they should also review, like, and subscribe, yeah?
Definitely. Apple Podcasts reviews help us out tremendously. And we also can use your support on Patreon, which is a great place to support us as well. That would be at patreon.com/Sacrilegious Discourse.
Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.